What if I were to tell you that in the last year, silver has actually outperformed gold? Yes, you heard that right. And in fact, just the other day, I was talking to a coin shop owner that said this.
But if you look back 365 days, 1 year, gold and silver had nearly identical gains in terms of percentages.
Now that clip comes from an interview I did with Josh from My Coin and Bullion. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I suggest you go down below and watch it because it was full of great information. But as far as that quote is concerned, I wanted to fact check it. And to do that, we need to take a look at silver and gold prices going over the last year. Now keep in mind, I am recording this on October 2nd of 2024. It may change by time you see it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the silver and gold prices. And you can see right here in 2023, October 2nd, silver was sitting at $20.89. Now fast forward to 2024 and you can see today's price is $31.92. That is a gain of over $11. Now let's take a look at gold. So looking at gold, October 2nd of 2023, we had gold sitting at $1,825.06. Today, October 2nd of 2024, $2,649.92. Now let's be honest here, both of those gains are really good for just 1 year's time. And I think anyone who's into gold and silver is really happy with the price movement that we've seen. But if you were to look at it on a percentage basis between gold and silver, which one is actually performing better? Well, I went ahead and put this chart together right here, and you can see we have 10, 2, 23, 24, and the percentage of change. Take a look at silver. We had silver at $20.89 back on 10-2, like I said. Today, $31.92. That is a percentage increase of 52.8%. Now let's take a look at gold. You can see 1825.06, like I said, 10-2. Today, 2649.92 is a percentage increase of 45.20%. Now, believe it or not, I actually just made this way too complicated, and there's a way more simple way to look at how gold and silver have performed versus each other over the course of time, and that is simply by looking at the GSR, or gold to silver ratio. And of course, today we're going to do that with a physical representation of our GSR, because what we have in front of us is the 2023 October 2nd gold to silver ratio, which comes out at 87.36 ounces of silver. We got 87.3 here. That's as close as I could get, forgive me, versus 1 ounce of gold. This is October 2nd of 2023. Now fast forward to today as I'm recording this video, October 2nd of 2024, and that GSR looks a little bit something like this. We have to remove 4 ounces, and we'd actually have to cut out the 0.3 ounces over 62 that we have in our kilos here, because the GSR today is 83. Now, if the GSR actually went down, that simply means that silver has outperformed gold on a percentage basis. You don't have to do the math. You don't have to look at the percentages. You can just look at the GSR from one point to another, and it will flat out tell you on the COMEX which one of the two metals has performed better, gold or silver. Now, even though it's a lot more simple to show you the GSR, it's a lot more simple to look at the GSR by going online to see if it's silver performing better than gold or vice versa. I really wanted to show you the percentage difference because I think it hits home a little bit better, especially given that, like I said earlier, it's gold, not silver, that's being covered by the mainstream news media. It's gold, not silver, being covered here on YouTube. Even on my channel, there's been a lot more coverage for gold than normal. And again, that comes from record all-time high after record all-time high after record all-time high, which silver has not done. In fact, silver is nowhere close to a record all-time high when it hit $50 an ounce in 2011 versus today at under $32 an ounce. So why does any of this even matter? I'm sure there are people that are commenting down below right now that say none of this matters. I'm sure there are people commenting down below that are saying that the gold to silver ratio is stupid and you shouldn't even pay attention to the gold to silver ratio. I am sure that there's at least one person that's leaving a comment on this video, because it happens almost every video where I talk about silver, that silver is stupid or silver is a waste of money or silver is junk. And that gold is the only real store of value. Gold is the only real precious metal. Whatever. You can have that opinion if you want. I absolutely believe in silver. This is just my opinion, but let me tell you why. Especially in this current market, especially with what's going on with gold, I believe in silver way, way more than I do gold, and here's why. So the gold to silver ratio, I do think matters. Now, it's never going to get back down to 20 to 1, 25 to 1, 30 to 1. It's probably never going to happen. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen in the future here, but in my opinion, it is very unlikely to happen. That being said, I will tell you that there's an old adage about stock investing, and this isn't a stock, but there's an old adage about getting into any sort of investment, any sort of hedge, any sort of stacking, that says that when everybody's talking about it, it's probably too late, right? And gold definitely fits into that category. Gold is being covered in mainstream media. Gold is being covered on all the news outlets. Gold is being covered heavily on YouTube now, even my channel included. I've said that before. Silver is being ignored. Silver is basically being pushed to the side. You don't see a whole lot of articles. You don't see a whole lot of mainstream news media covering silver. You don't see them covering the silver price, even though, like I showed you in this video, silver is actually outperforming gold. So why does that matter? Well, that matters because I don't think that silver's really hit its stride yet. Or, and keep in mind, I'm saying or because I could be wrong and it's the opposite's happening. I think gold has overplayed its stride. It's going to be one of the two, right? This is my opinion. I got to emphasize that. I know you're probably tired of me saying it, but there's going to be so many people that are so angry, because they're so pro gold or whatever. But in my opinion, and I've said this before, right now, one of two things is happening. Either A, gold is going up too high and is already overpriced, or B, silver is still underpriced. If silver were to hit even one all-time high, it would have to go over $50 an ounce. Gold's already hit 30 of them. They're over 30. Gold's way over 30. It continues to go up. Gold has been hitting record all-time highs for months. Silver's not even, it is halfway there. It's a little over halfway there because it peaked at around $50 an ounce in 2011. But silver is just a little bit over halfway to its all-time high, and gold has, been hitting a ton of them. So if we were to see a gold to silver ratio return to something a little bit more in the 70-1 range, which I believe it probably should be, even a little bit lower than that, somewhere in the 60s. But if we were to see it return to that, and to be honest with you, I think gold to silver ratio, for you that believe that silver is like, the world's best metal and everyone should have it. But I personally believe that it should be a lot tighter than that because, 8-1 coming out of the ground, used way more industrial than gold, so on and so forth, but whatever. But let's say that, I think right now gold should be closer in that 60-1 with silver. Two things have to happen. One of two things have to happen. Either silver has to come up in value or gold has to go down. It has to be one of the two. It could be both, but either way, in any of those three scenarios where it's both, one or the other, silver wins. If the gold to silver ratio is going to tighten up, it's better to have silver because silver would have to go up in value to get the 70-1. Gold would have to go down in value to get the 70-1, or it would have to do both. And either way, you win by having silver because if it's going to be gold that's going down, you're not going to lose as much with silver. If it's going to be silver going up, you're going to win better with silver. And if it's going to be both, you get the idea. So I think that's why it matters. And again, that's all just my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video / podcast. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. Help us get to 200,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.